Okay, so this is going to be a timeless collective reading for the sign of Scorpio. Let's see what wants to come out for Scorpio today. What do you need to hear right now? So these cards are great because it kind of has like a negative kind of thought and it turns it into kind of more of a positive thought. Forgive the lighting. We have a rainstorm going on and I'm kind of improvising with my lighting right now. So this card says, my destiny is to experience pain, suffering, and personal struggle. And instead of saying that to yourself, you can say, I now release any repetitive patterns that bind, limit, and restrict my growth and evolution. Ooh, I love that. I feel like that's a very strong message that's coming through collectively across the board. So now let's go into, so this is about releasing old patterns, right? So let's go into the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I just did Sagittarius's reading, and this deck did not want to speak. So if I go through this twice and nothing comes out, then it's not for you either. And we're just not going to use this deck. Yeah, it's just not wanting to come out today. So we will go into the Starseed Oracle. This is for Scorpio, for the collective. Timeless reading, Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. So there's a sense of being kind of like a pillar. There's a sense of being someone that a lot of people depend on. They look to you for your strength, for your stability, for your consistency. And I do feel like this expectation may have weighed heavy on you at times. Like I just heard having to be all things to all people. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the meaning of this card is. So I will let you take a look at this beautiful imagery while I read this. So this says, you're more protected than you can imagine. It's safe to open the back of your heart. You're being called to open to receiving a new level of support now from those in your life and from the benevolent beings you're connected with. Through ancestral patterning, current life traumas, and past life karmic impressions, many of us have become mistrustful and suspicious of loyalty and have blocks when it comes to receiving support. We've learned that we need to go at life alone, that it's not safe to let our guard down and our heart open, that the world isn't a friendly place. The Star Brothers want you to have a new experience of life on Earth. They want you to feel deeply secure and safe, even if you're going through a difficult time. They want you to hand over your fears to them, to see them as opportunities to let in more love. They're guiding you to stay open to receiving a greater level of support than you can ever imagine, both in this world and beyond. To call in your team of loyal protectors and supporters, both physically and energetically. They want you to learn to soften through life's ups and downs and to learn to open your heart, especially when it most wants to harden. And the inquiry for this card is, this is if you want to journal, how can you open yourself up to receiving more support? So yes, I'm getting here a person who is, like I said, used to being the strength to the people around them, used to being this stable, strong structure that everyone can lean on and that everyone depends on. But there's almost a feeling here of like, if you, it's like having difficulty allowing other people to be that strength to you, to be that support system to you, to be that rock for you. And there is kind of this shadowy feeling of, well, when I need, when I'm hurting, when I'm down, there's no one there for me. But in reality, think about how you are creating the circumstance of letting everyone know What are you putting out there that says, don't worry about me. I got this. I'm okay. I don't need help. I'm independent. There's a very strong sense of, I'll be surprised the Four of Cups doesn't come out, of feeling bad, like no one is there for you when you really need them. But if you go a little bit deeper, you might realize that this is the facade that you have created. That if those people, there's a lot of people around you, that if they knew you were hurting, if they knew you were in need, they would be there, and they would be there in such a powerful way for you. And it's almost like when you don't allow people, when you're always trying to be the strong one, when you don't allow other people, when you're always trying to be the strong one, you're not giving others around you the opportunity to be strong as well, or to show you the depth of their strength. Okay, so let's get a card for the situation. Again, this is timeless reading for Scorpio. We've got the Knight of Swords coming out, and a card for what's crossing the situation. So it's like seeing the truth in a situation. Maybe just what I mentioned is, why is this the reality? How are you contributing to it? You have the Five of Swords. That can be a feeling of defeat. But I feel like it's more a sense of you understanding what has led you where you are right now. It's like having a little bit more clarity of what part of yourself, I'm hearing what part of yourself has been missing. And then it's interesting because you have the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. And I will tell you, on the pre-shuffle, the King and Queen of Cups came out. So I'm feeling this very strong balance of masculine and feminine. Not just being a doer, but being able to receive, being able to allow yourself to be nurtured as well. What is the advice here? What is the advice here? Yeah, vulnerability. You've got the Knight of Wands. I'm feeling moving through difficult situations with passion and grace. And the outcome for our lovely Scorpio. Oh, you got the Sun. Being liberated from this very heavy karmic energy. I do feel, and here is the feminine. So you have the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and then here is the feminine version of the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This card is very interesting because it's like she is coming to an understanding of, number one, how powerful her emotions can be, and how she allows others to navigate through those emotions, and a sense of always holding something back, holding something away from people, a piece of your heart, a piece of your emotion that you never allow them to actually see. And I do feel very strongly that that's that vulnerability. And then there's a sense of being completely liberated here from that burden. And it's funny because there's a feeling of like, it's holding back that vulnerability. There's a feeling of, it causes you to go through unnecessary heartache, unnecessary stress. Because it's like, if you could just allow yourself to be vulnerable and admit when you need help, admit when you need support, admit when you just can't be strong, then you would just be so surprised by what shows up for you in that state of vulnerability. I'm going to pause right here for a second because I want to mention that at the end of the reading, I will be doing a I will be pulling a card for your love situation. So partnerships, relationships, just in case that doesn't come out in the reading, I just wanted to add that. Okay, so then you have the Knight of Swords here. You have the Five of Swords. So you got some mental energy. I do feel like some stress going on. And this can be for some of you about your mental health, that not being in a very good place mentally because you feel alone. You feel like you're doing it on your own. You have the Knight of Wands and the Sun. And we'll go ahead and clarify these. But like I said, what I'm seeing so far is this realization and moving towards the realization of what has been missing within you. What do you need? What helps make you whole? What makes you feel supported and encouraged and loved on this journey? Discovering that and it giving you this sense of peace as you go through difficult times in your life, a feeling of not being alone, a feeling of being supported. And I think it's interesting that she's very calm as she's going through this ring of fire on this stallion, right? This horse here is that support system. And there's a sense of trust. She's not even looking where she's going. She's just here for the ride and allowing this support system to guide her, to support her. And she is 100% trusting that even though this can look scary, that everything's good. They're going to make it through this difficult time just fine because she has this support. She has this guidance. Yeah, that's very interesting. And then moving into a place of liberation, moving into a place of seeing clearly how good relationships can be, how supported you can feel from people. And I want to repeat here, I now release any repetitive patterns that bind, limit, and restrict my growth and evolution. Allow yourself to receive from those around you. It doesn't always have to be your responsibility to be the support system. And you may be going through a difficult time right now, and you may feel alone. So just know that all you have to do is communicate, talk to someone, tell someone what you're going through, and just observe what comes back to you. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify with this Knight of Swords. Why is the Knight of Swords here for Scorpio in this timeless collective reading? And again, look at how she's on this feather. It's like effortless. It's almost like, I almost feel like this is a group of people, but I almost feel like there is someone kind of that you might perceive as soft and that you don't want to burden with your problems. And that could be that queen. So masculine, feminine energy doesn't really matter. What matters here is there is someone in your surrounding that wants to support you and who is extremely strong, but you perceive them as being, I keep getting weak. And I don't mean that in a negative way, meaning you feel the need to protect this person because you don't want to burden them with the heaviness of what you're going through, but you are underestimating their strength in this situation. They are actually here to support you and make this part of your path easier. Lean on them. Let them show you what they're made of. Give them the opportunity. So what card comes out? You have the Four of Wands. This person is a very stable person in your life. This is someone who you could live with, someone you could be married to. It's definitely someone that is very, very close to you. You'll know who that is. Yeah, allow this person to take you through this process. And they may even have some advice for you. I'm feeling that there is her hair, I don't know why, but her hair is reminding me of uh, of a ship, right? Yeah, her hair is reminding me. The feeling I'm getting from it is this person can help you navigate the direction you're supposed to go in. They may have some really good advice for you. Okay, and then why is the Five of Swords here? Is the crossing energy? Why is the Five of Swords here? What is this about this piece that's missing? Seeing that clearly now. Oh, the Ten of Cups. Yeah. So it's, you know, fives are about change. Swords are about the mind, right? So a change of mind in how you're viewing what's missing from your life, what makes you feel complete. It's like this guidance, this support. Being vulnerable allows you to see, because it's like when you're walking around and you're giving everybody the impression that everything's fine and you don't need anything, then after a while maybe you believe that yourself. But this vulnerability is allowing you to see inside of yourself to where you are lacking, where you are in need, you know, what will fill your cup. And then once you are aware of that, then you're able to receive it. And you have the Sun again. It's very liberating. This is going to free you. I'm getting Eight of Swords energy. It's really going to free you from this a place of feeling alone. Okay, and why is the Knight of Wands here? Why is the Knight of Wands here? We have the Three of Cups. So community, I mean, that's what I'm getting. This is like I said earlier, this horse is really feeling very strong, like a group of people. So who is your community? Who's your team? Who are your all-star players, right? There might be three of them, but who is it that is a group of people around you? And maybe they're not all connected necessarily, but they will come together collectively for you, right? And then you have Strength on the bottom of the deck. There's a sense of you having a lot of worry and anxiety and overthinking. And it's like this group of people kind of calming that in you. That's what I'm seeing for these three cards together. Okay, and then of course that bringing you into the Sun energy, into the sunlight, into that warm feeling, that regenerative feeling, that feeling of, it's like, you know, when it's like it's raining out today, right? After the rain and the sun comes up and you step outside and it's still a little chilly, but the sun touches your skin. It's like you can still feel what you've been through a little bit, but that feeling of the sun on you, just making you feel like you know everything's going to be okay, right? Okay, why is the Sun here? You've got the Three of Pentacles, yeah. That working together for a common goal. And then there's also this feeling of the people around you. It's like you're giving them the opportunity to show you gratitude and appreciation for all you've done for them, for how important and stable and incredible you've been in their lives when they needed you. It's almost like if you don't allow, it's almost like you're robbing them in a way. Like if you don't allow them to show this gratitude to you, to show you support, they don't get to experience that. And there's something beautiful on both ends, right? You stay in that energy because there's something that you get out of it. But when you're always the strong one, when you're always the star player, no one else gets to be in that light. So just something to consider. That's not going to be for everybody, I'm sure, you know. But it's about releasing and stepping into a new version of yourself and letting these old ways fall away. Okay, now let's take a look at love, relationships. What wants to come out for Scorpio? Whoa, that was fast. I had a feeling that the art of seduction, there is something very, you know, around Scorpio in general, a very seductive energy always around Scorpio. So I do feel this here. So when it comes to love, there is someone in your life, and if you don't have anybody right now, there's someone coming into your life that you feel very, and maybe, you know, maybe it's this ability to be vulnerable that brings this person in or shows you this side of the person that you're already with, this very seductive. It's almost like they find your vulnerability sexy. It's like they find your vulnerability like, oh, this is what I've been waiting for. Or I'm so excited that you're strong and you're capable and you're like this rock, but underneath the surface is this very vulnerable person that shows their emotion. And I find that so attractive in you. So if you already have a partner, it's almost like it's elevated. This attraction between you is elevated. And if you don't, you're definitely calling in a partner where the two of you are extremely attracted to each other. I'm getting a very carnal feeling from this card, but also there's also an innocence to this experience and a trust between these two people. So let's go ahead and read the meaning for card number 14, The Art of Seduction. What a beautiful card, right? I love the color. Love, womanhood, passion, seduction. We see an elegantly dressed couple. The woman close to the man as she whispers something in his ear. Is she talking about love? What kind of secrets is she telling him? In her red jeweled gown, the woman is aware of her powers of seduction. She uses her femininity, beauty, and passion. She tempts all of his senses, from the scent of a fragrant bloom to a soft touch on his cheek. There is incredible power in her gentle words and delicate caress. Wow. And maybe for some, this is not everyone, this softer person, maybe you see more of the side that you've been desiring from them once you express your vulnerability. That's just lovely. What a beautiful reading. Okay, we're going to end the reading with a card from this lovely deck for Postcards from Spirit. Can we have one card to end the reading for the collective of Scorpio for this timeless reading? I hope that this reading has been helpful in some way. I hope if you're hearing my voice that you found it encouraging, supportive, and if none of those things, at least comforting. Okay, and this one says, you are magic. And little unicorn right there. And then this is the front of the card. That's what I'm going to read to you. And it says, dear you, there is only one you, and you have a unique place in the universe. Sometimes situations come up that challenge you to be authentic. And that means that you have to be fully yourself and let go of being what you think others may want. Funny. Now is not the time to conform to other people's standards or expectations. Be proud of who you are and be courageous. Stand tall in your convictions. Being yourself is a powerful statement and will only lead you to success and ultimate happiness. and ultimately happiness. Don't compare yourself to other people. Want what you have. Choose what your heart wants and know what your purpose is. Know that your purpose is yours alone. No one else can claim your magic nor take it away. When you place authenticity and originality high on your list of priorities and give them a prominent place in your awareness, extraordinary things happen. Your life is a beautiful one. Love you always and forever. Yeah, and I'm getting very strongly from this card a sense of you feeling like if you allow yourself to be vulnerable, if you allow yourself to, or allow other people to see this piece of you, that it somehow diminishes who you are or it takes away from who you are. But really, once you give it a chance, you will see that they hold you in even higher regard. I hope that this helps. Many blessings.